That is some DIY job for you there. God, this video is gonna get so much hate already. Doodle doodle doodle. Sweep up the old hairdo and let's get going. So what is up, family? We are back with another one of these style of videos. Ever since my Brandon Harding video, you have requested a ton of athletes. My DMs have been flooded with suggestions on who is the most popular guy out of all the messages I've been getting. Not Phil Heath.
And I usually get around over 500 grams of protein a day.
Say what? Not Mr. Jeremy Boadilla. Not Jeff Seed.
In the egg yolk, there's 4 grams of carbs.
Simeon Panda.
Guys, believe in yourselves.
Ulysses.
And I'm like about 200 pounds. And I'm at 200 pounds.
20 years.
You know, and I'm 200 pounds.
Andre, Ryu, whatever his name is.
What do you think about supplements? What are you using?
I think as an pro athlete, I mean like...
The most popular athlete that has cropped up has been the one and only John Cena! You can't see me, the time is now! So anyway, just like my other video, we are going to use John Cena and work through some of the points that I mentioned in my How to Spot a Fake Natty video, so that you can make a nice, educated, well-informed decision for yourself as to whether Mr. Cena is a true natty or not. So before we start off on point numero uno, I actually want to go back into his past, because that in itself is a little bit... His past is a little bit sketchy. So if you weren't aware, John Cena claims to actually have started lifting at the young age of 12 years old.
Just started weight training at 12. And
12 years old?
Yes.
And did you have a...
So it's pretty clear that he's always had a passion for bodybuilding or building up his physique. And this was sort of taken up a notch in his late teens or early 20s, where he actually started training in Venice Beach Gold Gym, the mecca of bodybuilding. So from here, as you can see, I think it's back in like 1999, I think. At the age of 21, he competed in his first bodybuilding competition, and I know the pictures and the video are sort of poor quality, but this is essentially the physique that Mr. Cena was rocking at the young age of just 21 years old. So this is a little bit sketchy and sort of links into point numero uno, a large amount of muscle mass, because you have to consider the fact that in those pictures he is only 21 years of age with that level of muscular development, okay? And I don't know about you, but when you put the two side by side, he basically looks like a slightly younger version of Dennis Wolf, who we clearly know is not natty. So a little bit sketchy. But what is also sketchy about his past is, like I said, he took up bodybuilding in Venice Beach, where he was surrounded by IFBB pros, which, come on guys, let's face it, are all on gears. So he definitely had some direct access to some jungle juice if he really wanted to. So those 2 points sort of link up rather nicely, don't you think? But essentially that is point numero uno and his sketchy little pass. So from here, John Cena actually stopped pursuing his dream of becoming a bodybuilder because he actually got asked by the WWE to become a professional wrestler. And again, this is where another bit of sketchiness comes about, because as per Jerry Friedman 2009's book entitled Professional Wrestling, Steroids in and Out the Ring, wrestling is in fact one of the sports that is highly associated with the use of PEDs or performance enhancing drugs, as the characters are required to almost look like cartoon or larger than life. And even when it comes to the actual scientific literature, again, you can see wrestling is always just one of those sports up there in the papers associated with increased risk of anabolic steroid use. So again, very, very sketchy. Now, even worse is that I actually managed to do a little bit of rooting around on the interweb and managed to find an article consisting of essentially a testimony by Mr. Vince McMahon back in 2007, who admitted to discovering in 2006 that 40% of WWE wrestlers were using some sort of steroid during a long period whereby there was little testing performed, with there also being speculation that even when testing was reintroduced back in 2006, athletes like Chris Benoit and John Cena may have actually been given exemptions by the WWE to take testosterone as part of a hormone replacement therapy, potentially as a result of some previous steroid use. And even when Mr. Cena is interviewed and asked the question directly, he sort of pussyfoots around the topic.
Have you ever used steroids?
Absolutely not. And this is
Even back in bodybuilding days, football days?
This is a crazy question. I can't tell you that I haven't, but you'll never be able to prove that I have.
What the hell did you just say?
You will never be able to prove that I do not take steroids, but essentially I do take steroids, which I take, and you cannot prove it because I do not take steroids. Prove that I do not take steroids, which I do not take because I do not take steroids, and I do take steroids, and I inject them into my ass. I mean, why not just say no? No, I do not use steroids. God. Oh, my hairdo. So again, some super-de-duper sketchy shit there, which really doesn't work in Cena's favor. So let's move on to point numero 2. Where does all the muscle go once you do hop on the juice? Your traps and your deltoids. So let's bring up a nice little picture. Nice little picture of Mr. Cena for you. Yeah. Next point, again, this shouldn't take very long. His strength. We know when you hop on the juice, you have a rapid or a huge amount of strength. So firstly, just for shits and giggles, here's Mr. Cena messing around with a Darth Vader mask, casually repping out a 240 kilogram squat with a pause, of course, because I mean, why not? And when it comes to 1 rep max, you can go back to the same video, which I actually think it was a strength workout for WWE or Muscle and Fitness, where he recorded completing a juicy 277 kilogram squat, where he looks like he's about to give birth. Then for bench, he gets a nice 220 kilogram bench press, and then when it comes to his deadlift, he still has an impressive 270 kilo deadlift under his belt. Oh, and let's not forget the small point about being able to pick up a 500-pound Big Show over his head and throw him on his ass, making him look light as a feather. I mean, come on, guys. So it's safe to say that Mr. Cena, you are definitely strong, and you also have to consider the fact that in those videos or in those clips, he is also a very low body fat percentage. And that brings me on to point numero 3. Number 3. Gaining or preserving a ton of muscle while also losing a rapid amount of fat. I don't know how I haven't managed to stumble across these videos until last week. But as you can see, John Cena has clearly hopped on the Christian Guzman summer shredding hype and gotten absolutely shredded as f***. Now apparently some actually speculate that this could be him getting ready to feature in a movie and retiring from the WWE and following the likes of The Rock. But dear God, guys, he looks completely different. And again, has he lost any real size? Not really, even though as you can see on his Twitter, he states to have lost like 20 pounds and to be sitting at a juicy 236 pounds. Which actually brings me on to my 4th, 5th, 6th, I don't know what point this is. My next point, and it's actually a point I should have probably included in all my previous videos about steroids, is the fat-free mass index, which if you didn't already know, I'll link everything you need to know down below, is a scale that has been shown to be actually quite reliable in being able to determine whether someone is on steroids or not. And it's derived from a study by Curry et al. 1995 who got 157 male athletes, 83 of whom took anabolic steroids and 74 who did not, showing that for natties, fat-free mass index or FFMI got up to well-defined limit, so no more of 25, whereas by contrast the FFMI of many of the steroid users in their study easily exceeded 25, with some even exceeding 30. So we go back to Mr. Cena's new summer shredding physique, ready to step on stage with some sexy speedos. Considering he's 236 pounds or 170 kilograms, sitting at roughly about 1.85 meters or 185 centimeters tall, with what has to be around 7 to 8 body fat percentage. I mean, he's absolutely shredded. The leanest physique he's ever had gives him a fat-free mass. Gives him a fat-free mass of 28.98 with an adjusted fat-free mass of 28.67. So it's definitely over 25, getting up to that 30 range. So is he natty? Maybe. Maybe not. I will let you decide for yourself, but the way I see it is that as a former amateur bodybuilder turned professional wrestler whose job oh God, whose job relies on looking cartoon-like and performing mammoth feats of strength, it is definitely hard to believe that he hasn't or is currently still taking some jungle juice. So again, that is the video. Short and sweet. You seem to like this more raw style of video. Again, it allows me to get 2 videos up per week. So if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all in the next video. Hope you all have a good day. Boop.